Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and the host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share something with you, and let me be crystal clear to leave an everlasting impact. Just imagine being buried alive. You're in a coffin, but you know you're not dead. You try to lift the lid. The enormous weight upon the lid prevents you from opening the lid. You then bang on the lid, hoping to unsettle the dirt, and maybe somebody will notice and start digging their way down towards you. This is what it's like to find yourself at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help. You know you can't do it on your own, but you don't know where to turn. In reality, there are people standing by your grave, probably willing and able to help you. You just don't know that. You just think you're going to die. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to feed an addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind while you were abusing drugs and alcohol that maybe, just maybe, you might take away what God has given you, life? If that's not selfish enough, more selfishly, there are people that count and love you most. People like your children, your grandchildren, your mother, your father, husband or wife, brother or sister. With this, let me leave one last thought. Don't be the person that I read about on these index cards that waited and waited and waited until it was too late to get help. Instead, be the person that wants a better tomorrow by picking up the phone today. Call me at 844-405-HELP or text me at 631-599-0218, and together you and I can help you take your life back before your life is gone. People like Larry Geis from the Geis Academy at 516-458-2741. Larry Geis and I always tell folks like you, it doesn't matter where you came from, it doesn't matter where you've been. What matters most is that you're here trying to get help today for a better and brighter tomorrow. You can reach Larry Geis at 516-458-2741 or at www.odysseyconsultant.org. Larry Geis and I together are waiting for you to make that phone call. Larry Geis from the Geis Academy, 516-458-2741. Folks, do not forget to take your slippers off at night before you go to bed. Stick them way under your bed. In the morning, wake up. Get on your knees, look under your bed, retrieve those slippers. And while you're on your knees, have that direct communication each and every day with God. I call this an email. It is equivalent to an email, a fax, a phone call, and an instant message. It is your direct link between you and God each and every day. And part of that conversation, that prayer that you should be having, is to thank Him for another beautiful day, like the waterfalls and the stream behind me. That you're able to live with that, because there's someone that didn't wake up that morning. To ask God for guidance and direction. To ask God for forgiveness and mercy. To thank God for everything that you have, like a home, clothing, a family. Folks, it's not how much you have. It's what you do with what you do have. Because one day, you'll be gone. And remember, you'll never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. You can't take anything with you. Nor can I. But what you can do is change today by making a direct chat, direct link to God each and every morning. You should set aside a time and a place each and every day to thank God for everything that He has blessed you with. And I can think of no better way to do it than while you're picking up your slippers in the morning. After you made that personal connection with God, put on your slippers and walk with God 24/7. And repeat over and over again the same method. Take the slippers off at night, put them on in the morning, talk to God, and walk with God. You'll do this, you'll see things change in your life, like relationship issues, financial issues, life issues, addiction issues. Things will start changing in its own pace and as God allows it. But things will change. Better days are coming, but you need to make that connection. I want to talk about the benefits of having animals for the elderly. If you've ever shared a home with a companion animal, maybe a cat or a dog, or even just sat on the couch with a friend's companion animal, you know how wonderful and personable they can be. When you get excited, they get excited, and they unbelievably know when you're feeling blue. They kind of like attach themselves when they know that you're not feeling well. It could be you're not feeling well because you're having a bad day, or maybe you're sick. And let's be honest, they definitely make going for walks and hikes so much more fun. Imagine going to the doctors and being prescribed an animal instead of medication. More specifically, a companion animal. For the elderly people in particular, sometimes a furry friend is exactly what the doctor ordered. From a psychological benefit, such as lowering anxiety, to social benefits of getting out of the house for a walk, companion animals really do positively impact health. They give a person a reason and responsibilities each and every day. For an example, my father was up here visiting and he fell in love with my little dog, and we decided to give him the dog after what he said. And what he stated was having a small dog like that would give him a reason, something to look forward to each and every day, a reason to get up in the morning, and it gives him responsibilities at the age of almost 80. That's what having an animal, a companion, and your home does. Physical health for older people who are still capable of being active, a dog can get them out of the house and moving around. In a survey regarding the attitudes of the elderly regarding the benefits of animal companionship, 71% of all participants said their pets make them feel better when they are physically feeling bad. One study even found that an animal companionship is conducive to higher survival rates with coronary diseases. In patients who had recently suffered from a heart attack, the mortality rate among people with pets was 1/3 that of patients without animal companions. According to the study, approximately 1 million people die of heart disease each and every year. Animal companionship may save 30,000 lives annually. Furthermore, people who live with animals lower blood pressure, lower triglycerides, and lower cholesterol than those living without those animals. Results from a study of 100 Medicare patients shows that animal guardians visit their doctors 25% less often and use less medicine than those without animals and recover faster from surgeries and other illnesses. Not convinced yet? A study of Australian households found that the presence of a pet leads to health savings between $790 million and $1.5 billion. In the U.S., medication costs dropped from an average of $3.80 per patient per day to just $1.80 per patient per day at nursing homes in New York, Missouri, and Texas that now have animals and plants as internal part of the environment. Fido and Fluffy do save lives and save money, but more importantly, save lives. Of course, the mental and emotional benefits might be more obvious than the physical benefits. One key benefit that animals play in the psychological health of the elderly is combating loneliness. Like my father, when a companion animal lives with you, you are never alone. For the young people, living alone isn't necessarily a big deal since it's not hard to get out and have a social life, but it's not always as easy for the elderly, and pets can help offset the effects of loneliness. A study from Pets Are Wonderful Support found recently widowed women who own pets experience significantly fewer symptoms of physical and psychological diseases and reported lower medication use than widows who did not own pets. Pets have been found to reduce depression, which of course can stem from loneliness. Older pet owners often told us how incredibly barren and lonely their lives were without their pet's companionship, even when there were some downsides to owning an active pet, says Linda Anderson, co-founder of the Angel Animals Network in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Psychologist Penny B. Dunnenfeld, who brings her golden retriever mix Sandy to her New York City office, has even witnessed her ability to rev up elder owners' memories. I've seen those memory loss interact access memories from long ago, she says. Having a pet helps the senior focus on something other than physical problems and negative preoccupations about loss or aging. Things to keep in mind when adopting an animal for an elderly person. Whether you're adopting an animal for yourself or an elderly friend or relative, there are some things to keep in mind. The first being the mobility of the person in question. Can they get out and be active? Or are they limited to activities they can do themselves? For some elderly people, a dog might be just a friend they need to keep them moving, while others need a cat who can curl up with them and maybe on the couch or even in bed at night. Another factor to consider is the age of the animal. For older people who are slowing down, a senior dog or a cat would make perfect addition to the family. There are even shelter programs geared towards senior humans adopting senior animals. Finally, senior citizens should create a contingency plan for the care of their pets. The SPCA of Los Angeles suggests keeping a card on you in your vehicle and in your home with your animal's name, description, and who to contact in case of an emergency, in case something should happen. Other considerations include having transportation to the vet. That if you don't drive, keeping the animal's food bowl elevated where it is easy to reach. In addition, talk to your vet about your pet's medications. They may be able to provide a liquid formula which is easier to administer than pills. Have a companion animal is one of life's most incredible, beneficial at any stage of life, and our senior years are no exceptions. Animal shelters are full of senior animals waiting to be rescued, and they have so much to offer to your elder. Before you know it, it really will be a question of who rescued who again. Folks, if you know someone that's an elderly person, like my father, who I was more than willing to give this dog, because if it extends his life and his motivation and cheers him up, who am I to say no? If you are in that same scenario in life, do the same thing I did. I hope you enjoyed this segment. I hope and pray utilize an email each and every day. Make that connection with God, and remember to walk with God. And remember, it's not how much you have in life, but it's what you do with what you have. Because you remember, you can't take it with you, nor can I. I never seen a U-Haul behind a hearse. And may God bless you.